Well, it's February 15th, 2014. We are at Springs Valley Trail in the Hoosier National Forest. It snowed another 3 to 4 inches here last night. We're just going for a one-nighter this weekend. Temps are supposed to be somewhere in the low 20s. But with this snowpack now, we could get down into the teens. It should be a good weekend. Here we go. So it looks like we got about 6 to 7 inches of snow on the ground. Beautiful woods. Well, the other two guys that are braving the cold weather with me this weekend is Jeremy and Preston. Look close, you can see, we think there's some people out there ice fishing. Let's see if I can zoom in on them. Temperatures in the mid-20s. Supposed to get down to low 20s. Like I said earlier, with the snowpack, we might get down into the teens. But we'll see. Comes Preston. Getting a little later in the afternoon, about an hour before sunset. So probably in the next 20-30 minutes we'll start looking for a place to make camp for the night. Well, before it got too dark, I wanted to show you what we were doing. We're making a base down on the ground out of small logs. And then we'll build the fire on top of that, and that way the snow won't put out the fire. I don't know if you can see it, but it's snowing.
It's amazing, it's just not
melting snow for water. Well, here it is Sunday morning. It snowed probably another ½ inch, 3/4 of an inch last night. It's really been beautiful. If you look hard, way off in the distance, you can see the lake. And the lake comes all the way down in this valley, and we're way up on a ridge. Let me give you an idea of camp here. There's the Superfly, my setup. Preston,
yeah.
What do you have, your setup?
Hennessy. The Hennessy hammock.
Hennessy. And there's Jeremy,
Walmart man,
and he is a ground dweller. Let me show you. We put the tarp up so the snow would stay off of us while we were sitting by the fire last night. Melted a lot of snow for our meals and hot drinks. So, that's camp. It kind of looks like a winter wonderland. Okay, right up there on that flat, about 50-75 yards is where we camped. Last night about 3 o'clock in the morning, we heard coyotes just screaming, and they were close, real close. This morning, whenever we got ready to hit the trail, we came down the path here, the slope, and got onto the trail, and you can see our footprints, but on top of our footprints were coyote prints. And then you can see where they went up here and went up onto this brush and marked their spot. If you look close, you can see where they marked their spot with P. So kind of neat. We knew they were close, but I didn't know they were within about 50 yards of us. So that was kind of interesting. Of course, people worry about coyotes, and there's no reason to. The only time they're going to hurt you is if you corner one or they're rabid. So not a big deal, but it was kind of neat. Okay, sometimes nature is a cruel cycle of life, so to say, you know. What we thought the coyotes were hollering at was probably our camp. But we got a little further down the trail and got something to show you here. You can see all their tracks. And right down there is a young deer head, just a fawn, and they probably killed it, and one of them was carrying this, and because they were full they just dropped it. But as you can see, it's a fresh kill. There's still blood on the ground. Kind of gross, but you know, that's part of nature. This is a pretty hilly terrain. But look down in that valley, how beautiful it is. And we'll be down there here in a few minutes because the trail is going down. And the only real issue with that is you got to go back up when you get to the other side. So, but it is beautiful.
We're maybe that far from the car now.
Hi guys.
Hello.
Now I gotta go catch up with those guys. Yeah. Alright, that's the other side of the lake. And that's where we were yesterday. It's in those hills and hollers over there. Stopped for a break here at the creek, have some lunch. Today's a little different than yesterday. It's warmed up quite a bit. It's probably 34, 35 degrees. The sun's been coming in and out all day. And now we have got a whole new obstacle. The snow, which was hard and crusted yesterday, is now starting to melt, and you're slipping and sliding with each step. So it's kind of slowing the going down a little bit, but hell, it's still better than sitting at home watching TV, right? Okay, there on the side of that hill, you can see where a spring comes out, and in the past, years ago, someone built and enclosed a shelter around it. We call that a spring house. What that did was that in the summertime it was nice and cool with the cold water coming out, and kept vegetables and things, preserved them a lot longer that way. And then of course in the winter it kept the spring from freezing up, so they always had a good water source. So kind of neat. And that's the hill we just came up. And we're about halfway, because we've got to go all the way up there. But some beautiful views.